let's talk. For today's video, I just want to talk. I got a request to talk about my C-section, my C-section and my Vbac experience. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna bring it real and raw and uncut and in my Jack Skellington hoodie, you feel me? First off, I just want to give a disclaimer that the information that I provide in this video is a personal experience. It is a personal recommendation, personal advice, whatever you want to call it. It is not medically advised or medically given information, none of that crap. I guess we'll just begin at square one, which is the fact that I had a C-section to begin with my first daughter. I was in labor for 12 hours. Eventually the doctor, very lovely doctor, I love her, she came in and she said, you know, I'm gonna recommend a C-section. And it was my first time around, so I didn't really know that I had the option to say if I wanted to wait it out or if I wanted to just go ahead and go back. 12 hours in, I had reached 6 centimeters and she, I guess, wasn't moving anymore at that point, and supposedly she was losing oxygen. I don't know, but it is what it is. I went back, and at 11:09 on April 25th, I gave birth to my beautiful baby girl. Here is a picture right here. So usually they recommend for you to wait 18 months between having another baby after you have a C-section. Well, I got pregnant 5 months after. So, you know, I decided to keep her because that's my personal choice. And of course, I love her. I don't regret it at all. So I went to the doctor, and of course, all of the doctors did not believe in like a natural birth after a C-section. So I pretty much just went with whatever doctor was available, and they just kind of like weren't making me feel really easy about having a C-section. So I ended up researching a little more, and I contacted a midwife group. And the midwife group, so I contacted a midwife group, and the midwife group did actually do Vbacs. So they were very, very helpful. Such a sweet doctor that was in there at the time. And yeah, they saw me throughout the whole pregnancy. And comes time, you know, my water breaks. And my doula, I remember her telling me, you know, make sure to try to labor at home as much as possible so you're not like at the hospital for a long time. So I thought that my laboring at home was pretty long, you know, because I was here for a while. I was able to take a shower, eat, you know, take a small, not really long, not really a nap, but just rest a little bit. You know, the contractions started kicking in, which I wasn't used to because my first pregnancy, I didn't actually get contractions until they gave me Pitocin at the hospital, so which induces contractions. I decided to go to the hospital, and I got checked in and everything, and you know, they confirmed that I was in labor. So I just got situated in the room. I was doing the bouncy ball thing, and you know what I mean, doing squats, dancing, all this stuff, but the contractions were so painful. So I ended up trying to use this like gas mask that they put on, which was supposed to help with pain, but it didn't help. I had at this point gone about 15 hours and I did not have any sleep. So I asked if I could try something else mid-morning, and she was like, well, there's a pill. So she gave me a pill to try, which usually I don't take medicine, but I was in so much pain and so sleepy. So I took the pill, and I was supposed to get about 2 hours of sleep. That didn't help. It didn't even kick in remotely. The only thing it did was made me really, really drowsy to the point where I could like barely speak. It just another like 6 hours at this point went by of me suffering, and I was like, okay, enough is enough. Like, I really didn't want to get the epidural, but I got the epidural, and I was able to get a few hours of sleep. But when I woke up, I could feel the contractions on the left side of my body. I couldn't feel them on the right, but I could feel them on the left side. So it was just really strange to me. that I could feel it. But, you know, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, the contractions don't feel nearly as bad as they did from the beginning. So I, you know, just gave it some time. The doctor came in, she checked me and everything. She said that I made it to 6 centimeters, and then like I hadn't moved. It just kind of brought back flashbacks, because like that was where I got stuck with my first daughter, was at 6 centimeters. So I just, you know, starting to get a little nervous, you know, shaking my hands and stuff like that. And she said that she recommends a C-section, but she's gonna leave it up to me. And I was like, well, you know, I really want to try to go for a natural birth, so I'm just gonna wait it out. So another like 2 hours went by, and she came back in. She checked me again. I asked her, did I move? She said, at that point she said 5 centimeters. I was like, wait, it can rewind? I don't know, but she still said I hadn't moved anywhere. And when she left, at that point I started getting really bad chills, like shivering in there. I was like, why is it so cold? They're like, it's not that cold. And so they checked my temperature. I had a fever, and my daughter's heart rate started going up. My heart rate was going up, and they were like, we really suggest that you get a C-section and that we take you back right now for like your baby's sake. So I cried for about 30 minutes straight, and I was like, can I at least just take a nap? Can I at least take a nap for like 30 minutes or an hour? Yeah, no. They were like, if you know what I mean, if you want to have a successful labor here, you need to go back for C-section now. So I cried a lot, and then I went back for another C-section. So unfortunately, I had a failed attempt at the Vbac experience, but I would not let that discourage anyone. I definitely encourage and recommend that women try to go for a Vbac. Just recognize that it is a second option. You don't have to get a second C-section if you don't want to. It is all your decision for you and your baby. I personally would have probably been successful if I had either stayed at home and labored a little bit more, where I was relaxed, or if I had eaten a little bit healthier and exercised during my pregnancy. I mean, I exercised a little bit, but I didn't exercise as much as I should have and could have, nor did I eat as healthy as I was supposed to. So I definitely recommend those things. And get a doula, because the doulas can help you through the pregnancy and help you through your labor, if you want. And of course, these are all recommendations. You have to do what works best for you and your baby. It was really challenging. I don't like to say regret, but if I could have went back and done something differently, I probably would have not gone 30 hours of labor. I would have maybe just went, you know, like the 12 hours that I went with my first daughter, and then just went back for the C-section, because my daughter actually ended up coming out with what's called tachypnea, whatever, however you say it. But it's like fluid in the lungs. So she, like, more than normal, because sometimes they do have it, but it was more than normal. Just because my water had broken, she was in there for 30 hours. So yeah, that's probably one thing that I would have gone back and done. But she's so healthy, and I love her. She's so beautiful. I'll post a picture here of my delivery, and then I will post a picture here of my baby girls now. So I would not trade them for the world. So even though I had a C-section, it does not make me less of a mother. For mothers out there who feel like they're less than for having a C-section, and for mothers out there who are maybe pregnant right now watching, if you want to go for a natural birth, definitely go for it. Talk to a midwife group that is pro Vbacs, and you know, don't feel discouraged. But if you want to go for a C-section as well, don't feel like you have to try to go for a natural if you want to go for a C-section. It's all up to you. But yeah, that was my experience. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and leave me a comment below if you have any other recommendations that you guys want to see. Leave a like for this video and subscribe to stay up to date with what your girl is doing. I will catch you guys in the next video, and peace.